Welcome back to another edition of Cook, Don't Be Lazy. On tonight's menu, mashed potatoes. I'm pretty sure mashed potatoes was one of the first things I learned how to cook when I was growing up. I would stand around in the kitchen watching my mom cook. And mashed potatoes was pretty easy to pick up. If you've never done mashed potatoes and you want to give it a shot, do yourself a favor. Get yourself a potato peeler. It'll save you a lot of trouble. Even to this day right now, when I go to my mom's house and she wants me to peel potatoes for her, you know what she wants me to do? See, I'm used to doing it this way. Real simple. But when I go to my mama's house and I help her cook and she wants me to peel potatoes for her, she don't believe in this potato peeler stuff. You know what she has me use? A knife. Man, I'm about to slice my finger off using. You know how hard this is? She's used to it. She does it fast. But then I get yelled at when I'm over there. I'm going too slow. I'm peeling it too slow. Well, Mama, get me a damn potato peeler and I'll go much faster. Look at this. This is ridiculous. You know, I'm probably just going to buy myself a potato peeler, take it to my mom's house, keep it in a drawer, because this and this is going to result in a cut. And I'm not trying to slice my fingers off. So do yourself a favor, get yourself a potato peeler. Mom, I made up my mind. After Thanksgiving, having me peel those potatoes with a knife, I'm going to buy you a potato peeler. You ain't got to use it. Just keep it there for me. I'll use it when you ask me to peel potatoes for you. And that way, you ain't got to yell at me. A lot quicker, easier. I had already started this one. So we're going to peel our potatoes. Some people like to boil their potatoes with the skin on. I'd rather just get it out of the way, be done with it. So I'm going to peel the potatoes. The reason I'm going deeper in there is because it's got like a little black spot. But I'm going to peel the potatoes and then I'm going to cut them up into smaller pieces. The reason being, the smaller the pieces, the quicker the cook. The quicker the boil time. I don't know about you guys, but I like to save time where I can. So if I don't have to wait 45 minutes for potatoes to boil, I'm not going to wait 45 minutes for potatoes to boil. After peeling the potatoes, I like to give them a little rinse. Then I just kind of dice them up a little bit. The reason we start the potatoes off in cold water is because anything that grows underground should be started with cold water when you if you're going to boil it. If it grows above ground, then you put it in water that's already boiling. So as an example, your potatoes, carrots, turnips, things like that, if you need to boil it, you start them off in cold water. If you have like green beans, corn, you start those off with the water already boiling. Potatoes in, cold water. Putting it on high. By the way, get yourself one of these. If you go to one of the China websites, AliExpress, Wish, they're about $1, $1.50, something like that. You're probably wondering, An egg timer? We're doing mashed potatoes. Yeah, I know. But we're not just doing any ordinary mashed potatoes. We're doing great tasting mashed potatoes. Now, if you want ordinary mashed potatoes, this ain't the video for you. If you want great tasting mashed potatoes, get yourself one of these. This is going to help you cook those eggs properly without having to wonder, is it done? Carefully put your eggs in there. You don't want to toss them. Otherwise you're going to crack your egg. Put in your egg timer. And just wait for it to boil. When that egg timer turns white, your eggs are done. And because we cut our potatoes into smaller pieces, more than likely the potatoes will also be done. We're probably looking at 17 minutes or so, 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my little mess because I'm not lazy. And we'll check up on this here in a few. If your potato has these little growth spurt things, toss it. I think it's the beginning of it becoming a plant. I would just toss it. So it's been roughly 20 minutes. Our egg timer says eggs are done. I'm going to check the doneness on the potatoes. If the knife goes straight through the potato, it's done. See, I can't even pick up a potato. It's done. Turn the stove off. Potatoes, mashed potatoes, are very hard to screw up while cooking. The job is get them soft. That's it. That's your only job. Get them soft. If you feel some lumpiness to it when you stick a fork through it, a knife through it, keep it on a few more minutes. Very, very hard to screw up mashed potatoes during cooking. Now, seasoning it, you can mess it up, but cooking it, almost impossible. We're going to drain the water from the potatoes. And get our egg timer out of the way. We're going to separate our eggs. You can run cold water on them right now if you want. This will make it easier to peel here in a minute. Once we drain the water, put our potatoes back into our pot. I find it easy to crack the eggs when peel the eggs, I should say, when they're still a little warm. But putting them in a bowl of cold water makes it so that you're not burning your hand to the touch. But just tap the egg on your sink all around. And rinse the egg off. That way there's no eggshells, particles on the egg. So when you put it back into the mashed potatoes. Now most people use milk for their mashed potatoes, but not me. It's not the way I was taught, and that's not the way I'm going to teach you. I use evaporated milk. Not condensed milk, evaporated milk. Evaporated milk, some butter, and start smashing. How much milk? How much butter? If you've seen my previous videos, you already know what I'm going to say. Eyeball it. It all depends. I started off with 4 potatoes, which isn't a lot. So I'm not going to use a lot of evaporated milk. If I was cooking for a large family, I would probably use the whole can of evaporated milk and probably a whole stick of butter. But that's not the case here. It's a smaller portion. I almost forgot to throw in the eggs. So get that in there smashed. Might as well throw in some salt and pepper. This is for, just to, whatever your palate likes. You like salty mashed potatoes? Add extra salt. It's all to taste. Now, being that I made just a little bit of mashed potatoes, I probably should have used a smaller pot, but it is what it is. Now I want my mashed potatoes just a little bit creamier, so I'm going to add just a little bit more evaporated milk. Now, if you've got an issue with the evaporated milk, do 50% evaporated milk and 50% regular milk. It's not going to taste the way this one does, but you're free to substitute. You know, this next one is optional. Chives. I like to put it in there just for the coloring. I don't know that you can actually taste it, but I always throw it in there for the coloring. A little color goes a long way. I know it seems like I'm putting a lot, but it's just got little teeny tiny holes, so it's not coming out the way I wanted it to. But stir it up. Smash it up, and it's time to plate up. I know. Where did the pork chops and asparagus come from? Do you really think I'm just going to eat mashed potatoes for dinner? Do you really think that's all I'm going to eat? Come on now. If you watched the intro, you would have known that was bound to be somewhere. So, this is where we say goodbye until another edition of Cook, Don't Be Lazy.